Okay, folks, so I wanted to share a little bit of information about this F-35 that went missing. Um, and this is not the first one. There's been several, actually. There's been enough that there really should be a bigger, broader investigation into this situation with these F-35s. But it was kind of curious to read Microsoft Bing's chat. I decided to use this search engine here for it because we earn, reward points for using these different search engines. So anyway, I asked F-35 missing, and it says the debris field found outside Charleston, South Carolina on Monday is confirmed to be the remains of an F-35 that went missing on Sunday after a reported mishap in which the jet's pilot ejected from the craft. The overall recovery process for the debris and the F-35B Lightning II has begun. The official would not specify at what point in the recovery and investigation process the Marine Corps is in, but said the process is ongoing. It has not been publicly confirmed what led the pilot to eject or what brought the F-35 down. The pilot who ejected himself from the F-35 was discharged from the hospital on Monday afternoon. And I find it curious that it's the Marine Corps F-35. I had done a series of videos. I believe it was like a four-part video series. I'll try to find the links and make sure that they're set to public view, and I'll share them again if anybody's interested. But um, in the Government Accountability Office's assessment of the different military branches concerning the Marine Corps, um, they stated that the Marine Corps was getting downsized, not just personnel, but equipment too. There was a whole bunch of equipment that was going to be getting decommissioned and or reassigned. And I think maybe some of it might have been sent over to Ukraine. I think maybe they might have gotten some of the decommissioned stuff from the Marine Corps equipment and stock. But anyway, that's a whole nother video series. But I find it curious that this would be the Marine Corps, and the Marine Corps is in charge of it, since they, are getting downgraded majorly. Uh, anyway, the F-35 Lightning II is a single-seat, single-engine, all-weather stealth multi-role combat aircraft developed by none other than Lockheed Martin. The cost of the F-35 program has been a subject of much discussion. Yeah, you bet. I'd ask the F-35 cost. Here are some key points. The F-35A, the most common version of the aircraft, was priced at $82.4 million in 2020, $79.17 million in 2021, and $77.9 million in 2022. The entire F-35 program is on track to cost $1.7 trillion over the lifetime of the plane, and this makes it the most expensive weapon system program in the Department of Defense. Really? The Pentagon's latest estimated cost to develop and procure the F-35 fighter jet has edged up to $412 billion from $398 billion. Please note that these costs include not just the price of each aircraft, but also the cost to operate and sustain them over their lifetimes. It's also important to remember that these are estimates and actual costs can vary. Yeah, yeah. And then I asked, tell me more about the capabilities of the F-35. And it says, repeats again, a single seat, single engine, all weather, stealth, multi role combat aircraft. The stealth F-35 is designed with stealth technology, making it harder to detect by radar systems. Yeah, apparently even our own, because it went missing, right? Its speed, F-35 can fly at speeds as high as Mach 1.6. Payload, it can carry an internal payload of 4 weapons without compromising its stealth. Situational awareness. The F-35's advanced sensor package is designed to gather, fuse, and distribute more information than any fighter in history, giving operators a decisive advantage over all adversaries. Well, that's cool. Electronic warfare and ISR capabilities. The F-35 is able to provide electronic warfare and intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance capabilities. But it goes missing. Autonomic, that's a difficult word to pronounce right now, I apologize. Logistics Information Systems, ALIS. ALIS integrates current performance, operational parameters, current configuration, scheduled upgrades and maintenance, component history, predictive diagnostics, prognostics, and health management, operation scheduling, training, mission planning, and service support for the F-35. Electro-Optical Distributed Aperture System, DAS. This system provides pilots with situational awareness in a sphere around the craft for enhanced missile warning, aircraft warning, and day/night pilot vision. Well, that's kind of curious. Electro-optical targeting system, EOTS. The internally mounted EOTS provides extended range detection and precision targeting against ground targets, plus long-range detection of air-to-air threats. These features make the F-35 an indispensable tool in future homeland defense, joint and coalition irregular warfare, okay, irregular warfare, and major combat operations. It's also known as a quarterback in the sky or a computer that happens to fly due to its computing power. Well, that's curious, huh? So then I asked for images of the crash site, right? And it says, I'm sorry, but I am unable to provide images directly. However, you can find images and more information about the F-35 crash site in the news articles I found. Please note that some of the images circulating on social media are not from the F-35 crash site, but are actually from a different incident. The debris field was discovered in Williamsburg County, about 2 hours northeast of Joint Base Charleston. The recovery process is ongoing. And then I noticed this little fact check thing here, right? So here is, where did that go? Here's the fact check. Okay. Fact check. Is missing F-35 jet crash site video real? Hmm. And this was posted up one day ago. Says debris from the Marine Corps' F-35B aircraft that went missing on Sunday has been discovered, military officials have said. Parts of the missing aircraft were said to have been located in Williamsburg County, South Carolina, roughly 2 hours north of Joint Base Charleston, the base said. The F-35B Lightning II stealth fighter jet, worth around $80 million, had been reported missing after it was involved in what was only officially referred to as a mishap in quotation marks. As the news was announced, videos appeared online claiming to show the wreckage of the plane in South Carolina. Yeah. A post on X, formerly Twitter, by user at Dr. Chris Combs, posted on September 19th, 2023, included a video showing what looked like the wreckage of a plane crash. The accompanying tweet stated, wow, first videos leaking of the F-35 debris field in Williamsburg County, South Carolina, outside Charleston. The facts. Members of the Joint Base Charleston said that the pilot on board the F-35B ejected safely and was transferred to a local medical center in stable condition. We would like to thank all of our mission partners, as well as local, county, and state authorities for their dedication and support throughout the search as we transition to the recovery phase, Joint Base Charleston said in a post Monday. However, while the wreckage of the crash has been discovered, the video shared on X is not of the plane. It was recorded more than a year ago in the Ukrainian city of Kharkiv and posted on YouTube on March 8th, 2022. The original footage was traced using reverse image searches of the footage, which eventually revealed multiple Ukrainian blog posts and news reports from the time. Sergei Bovinov, head of the investigative department of the main directorate of the National Police in Ukraine's Kharkiv region, posted multiple photos of the crash on Facebook on March 7, 2022. He said an enemy aircraft of the armed forces of the Russian Federation crashed in the area. Buildings of enterprises were damaged. No dead or wounded were found on the spot, he wrote. While the police statement says the crash took place at the Kharkiv State Aviation Production Enterprise, wreckage was also ascribed to the Kominar tractor factory and the Kominar Corporation State Scientific Production Enterprise. The plane was identified by reporters as a Russian Sukhoi Su-25 assault aircraft. Additional photos of the crash were taken by photographer Sergei Bobuk and published via Getty Images, showing Anatoly Yaremenko, director of the State Scientific Production Enterprise Kominar Corporation, visiting the site. In any case, the video footage was captured in Kharkiv, not South Carolina. Other clues include voices in the background of the film and what appears to be a member of the Ukrainian Volunteer Army, denoted by a yellow armband guarding the site. The missing 35 FB jet in South Carolina was located with the help of local authorities and the Marine Corps Air Station in Beaufort, South Carolina. Interesting. Again, it's the Marine Corps, really. Members of the community should avoid the area as the recovery team secures the debris field. A statement by Joint Base Charleston shared online read, we are transferring incident command to the U.S. Marine Corps this evening as they begin the recovery process. So, ruling false. The video shared on X is not debris from the missing F-35B fighter jet in South Carolina. It is the wreckage of a March 2022 plane crash in Kharkiv, Ukraine. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. And this is one of the more recent articles that was put up. The F-35 Lightning II stealth fighter jet that went missing in South Carolina flew without its pilot for about 60 miles before crashing into a wooded area. The debris from the jet was found Monday after the pilot ejected and parachuted to safety into a residential backyard on Sunday. Imagine that, huh? But many questions remain amid an ongoing investigation into the incident. The U.S. Marine Corps hasn't yet released much information about how the most expensive aircraft went missing and crashed. And it's not the first one. It's interesting. Representative Nancy Mace, Republican South Carolina, says, "How in the hell do you lose an F-35? That's a good question." She wrote on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter. They have to put that in there, right? How is there not a tracking device? And we're asking the public to do what? Find a jet and turn it in? Exactly. It's like, wow, this is not just a mishap. You know what I mean? This is like a kind of an incident that really needs some major oversight. But it's again, it's not the first one. This was what we know about the Marine Corps F-35 crash, backyard ejection, and what went wrong. Yeah, I'll put a link to these articles and stuff, but I just wanted to point out in this one again that it's the Marine Corps variant of the F-35 is different from the Air Force and Navy versions in that it can take off and land like a helicopter, which allows it to operate on amphibious assault ships. But it's also different in that it's the only one of the three variants that has an auto eject function on its ejection seat, according to seat manufacturer Martin Baker. That has raised questions as to whether the malfunction the pilot experienced was the seat itself. And it also leads you to wonder if maybe, just maybe, they need to start decommissioning these things and get rid of this auto eject function. But in order for Lockheed to have to do something like that, maybe the public should do what do they call that? A recall on every one of these? Can we do a recall and make sure that they're all what during the recall process that every one of these that was created for the Marine Corps with this ejection seat, the thing which seems to have a recurring, it seems to be a problem with it that was already well known before this latest incident. So can maybe we can do like this whole thing with the public petition to have a recall, a complete and total recall done on on the Marine Corps variant. I mean, they're downgrading and decommissioning a lot of equipment and stuff from the Marine Corps anyway. So I mean, I'm just saying the way that some of these people think, you don't let crisis go to waste and stuff like that. And if they can create a crisis that they can control, this might be a way for them to decommission some of these in a more creative and interesting way, right? Anyway, links in the description.